and welcome. This is Melody, and this is episode 3 of the Melody Crochet podcast. Thanks for coming, and if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up at the social media below. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. It's been awesome here. Summer is in full stroke, and I am so glad to have a chance to sit down and just talk about what's new with you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have a cup of tea, kind of like mine. My naughty hooker mug here. It's lovely. I have some cherry berry iced tea because, like I said, it's hot. It's about 90 degrees right now. It's about 7 o'clock here in Texas, and this is May 27th, Memorial Day weekend. It's Saturday, so today we have gone to Home Depot. We're looking for a new water filtration system, and we went grocery shopping. So, got the necessary stuff done. I'm looking back over our week, and it was a busy one. My older son got back from his cruise, thank goodness. We missed him so much, and he had the best time. We need to go on a cruise. Do you guys go on cruises? Anybody have any suggestions? He went on Carnival. Looked like they had a lot of fun. There was zip lining, and they went on golf carts and wandered all around and visited beautiful islands, and looked like they had a lot of fun on the ship too. Food looked pretty good. So I'm just thinking we might need to try one. It would be my first cruise. So if there's any cruisers out there, I'd love to hear about it. My little guy ended school. It was his last day of school. He is going to be in 3rd grade now. I took a picture. Up until now, he's been homeschooled. So that's why this is his last day of school. We're celebrating Memorial Day weekend. My husband's home for the long weekend. He tried on his dress blues. They fit like a glove, even 20 years later. And my gosh, time flies, guys. Oh my goodness. Where does it go? But it's good stuff. I can't complain. I made my way out to McKinney this week. I got some new treasures, which is awesome. It's going to lead right into my finished objects though, so I'll wait just 1 second before showing. I wanted to let everybody know that I started a Ravelry group for the podcast, and I hope that you'll come and join me. I need to get that all in order this week. I'm excited about just attacking it and looking at other people's and kind of comparing and seeing what I like and implementing it. I've never put one together before, so wish me luck. And I forget if I mentioned that this is version 2.0. I put this out yesterday and the sound quality wasn't fabulous. I'm trying a new room. So we're in the room with the yarn. It's back there. And hopefully the acoustics are better. And I'm going to try and talk a little bit louder. It's not in my nature. I kind of talk quietly and quickly. So, thank you to everybody who let me know. And I really appreciate the people that watched anyway. I wouldn't have known otherwise. It was something that must have happened in editing, and I'm learning more every time. It's so interesting. So, let's get on to finished objects. Like I said, we had a lot going on this week. I'm not an excuse maker. If I don't finish much, I don't finish much. I finished a whole lot in the first 2 episodes. That was a ton of finished objects in a week for me. But this week, summer hit. Now I have a pink shirt. It's much like this lovely subdued shade of rose. Okay, this is fluorescent pink. Red Heart Super Saver fluorescent pink. Right? It is crocheted. I've made many of these, and as summer comes along I make lots of them. So since I had a shirt and I had the yarn in the same color, of course I made this. And my little guy was going to bed and he walked up on me and he's like, "Are you gonna make one for me?" And I'm like, "Well, of course I am." So I grabbed some more Super Saver and made this one, and I surprised it for him when he woke up. So they take about 45 minutes each tops. They're really quick. I've had this book that I get the pattern from forever. It was probably my first crochet book way back when. It's Hip Hats and Cool Caps. Get your crochet on. And she has some great patterns in here. They're just a lot of fun. And I come back to this book over and over again, mostly for this pattern. They also have a great fedora in here, so I suggest it. It's an awesome book. And my other finished object is my husband's hat. I wanted to have it finished for him because remember I bought him, well, he picked up some wool and he asked for a hat out of it, and I wanted to get that done because if it hits the stash, then it might not happen even by next year. So I didn't want that to happen. So I got to work. I was gonna crochet it. This is it. It's Stone Hedge Fiber Mill in shepherd's wool. And this is their Storm colorway, which is black with a little silver going through it. Let's see. There it is. That's a lot more accurate. And it's really pretty. It's a very matte black, and the silver going through it is very shiny. It looks really cool. So I was trying to find a crochet pattern to use, and there's nothing that really showcased the heathering really well. So I moved on to a knitting pattern that I know really well. And it's Christian's hat. And I thought it worked out really nicely. I got some pictures of him in it. And I started this, you start off on a smaller needle, and the only one I had in the size was my clovers. You know, you get them from Michael's when you're first learning to knit. They're 16 inches, and they are blunt as all get out. They're super rubby, so it's kind of a struggle just to move through the yarn with it, and the connector leaves a whole bunch to be desired. But I keep them in my stash because I didn't have anything else to replace them. If I get something else to replace it, I'll probably still keep them in my stash. I'll be honest with you. I'm not one to get rid of needles as a rule. But after the struggle of working with those for my 1.25 inch, I know, hard times, right? I wanted something really nice. So I went out to McKinney, and first off, I have to say, they have the best bags. This is not a bag of yarn. It's awesome. I love the shop there. It's so beautiful, and they get more yarn every time I go. If you are in the McKinney area, you have got to go visit. It's absolutely amazing. So I had my Stonehenge fibers, and I was working through my hat, and I wanted something nice, and everybody is saying Likey's lately. I hear about them all the time. And I see why now. The connector is awesome. They are light as a feather. They are so smooth, and they're nice and pointy. I really like them. I'm going to need more in different sizes. And fortunately, I get to use them again. Now, I didn't realize at the time how little of the yarn I was going to use. I used less than half of the yarn for his hat. So I'm thinking fingerless gloves. But I already knew after doing just a little bit of work on the yarn that I was going to want some for me. So I got me. It's called Light Turquoise in the same yarn. And I'm thinking I too will need a Christian's hat, because then we'll match. And that's awesome. Don't you think? So hopefully I will be getting to work on that. But I'm not going to rush through that one, because there's no guilt if I don't finish my own hat, right? But I love that color. I might need to hurry. Hey, it matches me. Look at this. It matches my nails and my shirt. Think I could get it done tonight? No, probably not. Okay, but while I was there, got a few other things. Got some tufts to replace the tufts I destroyed. I cut up my tufts bar into individually sized chunks and put it in a Ziploc bag because I thought that would be convenient. but 2 months later, it had no scent. I was so bummed, and I don't blame them at all because nobody from Tufts ever said, hey, cut these up into bite-sized pieces, put them in bags, and expect the smell to last. So, starting the collection over, Sweet Lime. People are trying to break in. Everybody's out there. It's dinner time. But I got my Tufts Sweet Lime. Oh, it smells so good. I can't wait to use it. I wanted to wait and show you guys, so I haven't opened it up yet, but I cannot wait to break into this. And I have a couple pairs of socks that need washed, so probably tonight. And while I was there, I grabbed some yarn for dyeing, just in case. Just some heritage sock. I go with a natural color. I'm not picky. There's one that's a little brighter white than this. This is this 5618, but it dyes up really nicely. So that is that. And that was all I collected this week. Although I did do a few swaps. So let me share with you what I got in my swaps. Okay, so first off, I had a monster swap. And I sent her a little golden box with Loch Ness Monster on the front and a little bag that I painted for her. It's a project bag because she too is a knitter, and I wanted to send her something yarn related, but I figured a project bag was the best bet. So I found a picture that she liked on Pinterest and I just doodled it on the front of the project bag. And she sent me the most amazing, personal, beautiful thing I could not imagine. I had a hard time filling out the questionnaire for Monster Swap, so I really didn't have high expectations because if you don't give somebody a lot of information, you can't expect something very personal. But she must have stalked me well because I've mentioned several times here that I play Final Fantasy. This is a Mandragora. You've all probably heard me mention tea a couple times too. This is a Mandragora teapot cozy for my gargantuan teapot. And I'm talking, my teapot's huge. It's 2 quarts, it's from IKEA. I saw it and I just had to have it because it holds more tea than I've ever seen any teapot possibly hold. And just in case it didn't fit, she was thoughtful enough to put snaps on both sides. Both sides! I mean, look at that! Oh my gosh, and it's on both sides too. Little floppy Mandragora hat. I love it. It's so Final Fantasy, and nobody else in the entire universe probably has a Mandragora teapot cozy. I love it so much. And beautiful work too. Check out that quilting. And it looks just like one. They're so cute. They're basically just a little sprouted seed monster that walks around and you fight them. Okay. And then I had one other swap. I showed you guys last time my Cozy Stripes shawl that I sent my girlfriend. And she sent me a bag. Look at this. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. I love it so much. All the different tapestry fabrics. And it's across the body. Great for summer. I'm gonna just use this to pieces. I already have. I just took out the stuff to show you guys. She even has pretty blue lining and a zipper. She did a great job. I'm so impressed with her work. And I'm so lucky. Okay, so those are my swap packages. I made a couple things to send out. This week, we did a gift card swap. I really thought it would be quick, but it actually took a little work. But it's okay. I enjoyed the work. It's just I really thought that I put about a day's work into it and be able to ship like immediately. It wasn't like that. I ended up making some pictures. It's basically a thank you card. And I just got lots of inspiration from Google and just doodled away. And then I go over it with my Tombow markers. And then I hit those up with some water. And then basically one person, you send 10 cards to each person. One of them liked nature and one of them liked sea life. So one of them got sea life, one of them got cactuses. But I'm really excited to send, and I'm really glad to be done with it, to be perfectly honest. It was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. Coming up with 20 different designs. Put a little bee on that one. I'm so inspired by bees right now. But hopefully I'll get these all photographed and in the mail on Tuesday, because we don't have mail because Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, guys. Thank you to all your veterans and all the veterans' wives out there. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Go to a parade and enjoy yourselves, guys. Ooh, now this doesn't have to do with a swap, but I am so inspired right now by the Yarn Hoarders No Pants Revolution. So I got all of my skirt quantities of fabric, and I am going skirt making. It was supposed to be today, but my husband decided we had to do a bunch of errands. I was so disappointed. I really wanted to make today a sewing day. I have my skirt quantities set aside, and I am going skirt crazy. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I've had this fabric forever. I go to the craft store for other things and I just see fabric and I just fall in love and I take it home. I divided my fabric into 2 sections. One is bag quantities and one is skirt quantities. So I'm gonna make some very fun skirts for this summer because pants are silly. Oh my gosh, I have a lot, so I'm gonna have some serious skirts going on. Ooh, I love this one. I hope this one works up. You never know until it's sewn, right? But look at that. Great big old beautiful roses. Yay, summer. Okay. So, in addition to sewing and my drawing and my finished objects, I have a couple of other things going on. I wouldn't quite call this a hoe, although it's getting close. This is my Jinx Yarns Fireflies. It's almost ready. I have to measure the ball and see how much is left over. And I have another hoe. So those were my Easter socks. This is my Anne of Green Gables sock. And I'm using the time when I'm watching Anne with an E on Netflix to make these. They are my very first Rose City rollers. And the yarn is Koi Goo KPPPM. This is an awesome pattern, guys. Have you all made this? Has everybody in the world made this but me? I don't know how it happened, but I love this heel. I love the roll. It stays on so well. I put on my one single finished sock and I jumped all over the house. And it stays on. I really didn't trust that it would stay on because of the rolled edge where there's no rib, but I really like the way it looks on. And this toe, dude, I've never made a rounded toe. Never ever made a rounded toe. I love this. This is so cool because up until now all of my toes have been really angular. You guys all know the toe. But these are so amazing. That's so pretty to me. I love that. And I basically took my little 50-gram ball of KPPM. I divided it by weight, and then when the ball ran out, I went to Collinette Lavender Lil. Fidgeting. And I finished this one in about 4 episodes, and I cast on, isn't that cute? One of those fabric splurges that I picked up in McKinney not long ago. But I'm on the second sock. Got the end and the heel flap, and I've turned the heel and I'm on the decreases. So I might be able to finish this. I'm on the 5th episode now. I might be able to finish this within the episodes, so within the series. which would be really cool considering they're my Anne with any socks. I'd hate to have to put them away until series, like the second season. So I'm on my ChiaoGoo bamboos, size 1. I love them. I got the package, and the first day I was doing some decreases on a sock and one broke. I was really mad, really upset. And I'm still a little nervous about using them for decreases. So on the decreases on the heel, the tougher ones, I went ahead and used metal. I'll probably go to metal DPNs for the toe also. I don't worry much about this decrease because this is not a tense decrease for me, because I was on a decrease when I popped the first ones and I'm a little nervous about it. I was pretty upset. But I'm loving this yarn. It's a little thicker than my average fingering weight, and so is the Lavender Lil. That's why I'm on size 1s. Usually I do my socks on size 0s, and I'm only doing 56 stitches wide. So far they're working out great, and I love the way they look. I love the way they're feeling. I cannot wait to have them. I think I'm gonna need some more of the KALs in my stash. They have so many really, really pretty colorways. I'm excited to use them up. Not that I need more sock yarn, but I need more sock yarn. See that basket right there? That's all sock yarn. What basket? Okay, this is not a basket of yarn. Can I get a sign for my basket that says that? See if anybody buys that. So that is my hoe. Okay, I'm back. I found my in progress. I don't have a bunch in progress. Kind of why I disappeared. I really thought I had more. And I turned on the light. We're losing light here, guys. It's still gonna be light for a couple hours, but the sun's down, so we lost our glowy light. My Emma Granny sweater. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Love the color. It's cute and drapey. It's super soft. I don't know if it's gonna hold up to being worn on the daily. I worry. And it's a lot of purple granny square. Not sure. I'm gonna keep it going and keep it out and about and see if I keep grabbing it, and hopefully it will grow, because I have to make this fit all the way in front of me and then make another one the same size. I have plenty of yarn for it, but I don't know. I just don't know. We shall see. I'm using my F hook for that. This is one of the clover, I forget what they call them, but one of the clover with the comfy handles. I enjoy it. I might get some other sizes in it. It's my only one so far. Usually I use the golden clovers. I like those a lot. So I have those all over the place. It's in my cute little garden bag. My little water can. I got this as a swap with the Holland Handmade bag swap. It wasn't actually a bag swap. It was supposed to be like a little Notions pouch swap, but we both sent big bags. And this is just beautifully done. I love that. So there is that. And I mentioned last week that I have a little girl that came into our life right around the time I started knitting. And because of that, she was not spoiled with the crochet at all. And I feel bad about that. So I was right in the middle. I was just knee deep in selfish knitting as soon as I learned how to knit a couple years ago. So not so much. So this is Waverly's blanket, the Ripples of Happiness blanket. It's a nice tight ripple, tighter than most, lots more waves, and I mixed my acrylics. I'm using a J hook, by the way, the clover, like I mentioned. Looky! In order to get the colors that I wanted, I had to kind of go in and out of some different brands. There's a lot of, I love this yarn. I love this yarn, I love this yarn, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. Ooh, I love this yarn. But this one is actually from Joann's. Let me see if I can grab their brand. Here it is. This is the messiest skein of yarn in the world. Yes, this is the messiest skein of yarn that ever existed. No, okay. Big twist, value, and I grabbed a few colors in this because they have some really beautiful pastels that I haven't seen in other brands. Not particularly soft, not particularly squishy. It's on par with a lot of the not soft Red Heart Super Saver. Some colors in Red Heart Super Saver are soft. Most aren't, and it's on par with that. But the colors, they have this icy lemon yellow, and they have this pretty mint green, and a really pretty lavender, and a really pretty lilac-y pink. Like, it's very light, and I loved it. I had to get them, even though they're not the softest. I don't have anything in my stash in acrylic that is quite these colors. So, really pretty. And like I said, this is Joann's. I haven't seen it anywhere else. And it's Big Twist Yarns value. They have a nice picture of a zigzag blanket on there too. That's pretty. I wouldn't mind having that for myself. And this purple right here is also Hobby Lobby, but it's the Crafter's Secret acrylic. And they have, on the opposite, they have some great gem tones, and I've collected most of them. They look really nice, and they're just some great contrast against the not as deep colors. I love purple. I am a purple person. Right here, this is the lavender from Red Heart Super Saver. So I have like all these acrylics in one blanket, and I've never done that before, but I was more after the color than the texture. And I started making a blanket. I was going to make another kind of a ripple from Natasha. Unfortunately, it was so thick, holding 2 strands of worsted weight yarn together. It was more of a rug, and not that a rug is a bad thing for it to be. I really wanted a blankie though, something she could cuddle. Made it a little longer than I would have planned, but when you're chaining for a ripple, you can't always tell how long it's going to be. You want to be generous because sometimes it ripples away inches. See, that's half of it, and I'm going to be making it another width, so I'm going to repeat this entire colorway again. So that's where we are, and I'm very pleased. I would love to have this done and send it to her next week. And it's all just sitting in this great big basket. Very convenient for around the house knitting and crochet. And those are my only in progress, which is really cool because that kind of opens things up. Since I have my sweater on the go, but I haven't worked on that, so I'm not gonna put that out there. And I always have my little blanket for my sock yarn scraps, but I don't count that as a project because I don't have the yarn to finish it yet. That's something that's on the go, right? So everyone is finding their fade. I didn't make a find your fade shawl. It's a little bit big for me. It was a little intimidating. I actually collected the colors for it several times because I just love the idea of making your own rainbow. But actually sitting down and starting the pattern was really intimidating, and I had a feeling it wasn't something that I would even know how to wear or add to my wardrobe. It's a beautiful pattern, and I love scrolling through other people's find your fade shawls, especially the ones with some black in them, some purple, light blue. A lot of people just made some gorgeous color mixes, and bold. I love it. I always think of fades and I kind of stick in the same color family. And I was thinking maybe if I did my own fade, I should do something kind of loud like that. I like loud. But since everybody's finding their fade and we've started doing it on crochet, I had to decide what's best. What am I going to really wear? I want something that I'm really going to add to my wardrobe. And I've decided that I'm going to go make my own crochet fade. I'm going to use the Cherry Heart pattern Peachy Geometric. It's really pretty. And I'm I'm going to, let me share my colors with you guys. This is Fathom, Madeline Tosh. Tosh Merino Light. I love this color. That cobalt blue, oh, it just sings to me. It's so pretty. And then I'm going to fade that to Hedgehog Fibers Medusa, which has the same blue, but I added in some emerald green and some turquoise. So I'm going to pick up on that turquoise and go in to Ba La Jolla. That pretty, pretty turquoise. And the turquoise, it's hard to pick up. It's hard to even see by the naked eye, but I remember when it was in its hank, it actually has some green in it, almost an emerald fade to it. And I think we'll see more of that after I start crocheting with it, I hope. Because when I just look at it, even with my naked eye, if I look at this, all I see is turquoise. A little tonal. It gets light, it gets dark, but all I see is the turquoise. So, got that. And then I'm going to go from there to something I dyed myself, and that's this. That's what I'm going to call it. This. There she is. I just went a lighter turquoise. I did a pop of neon. I love that pop of neon. And some black, because I wear a lot of black. So this is probably not what I'm going to be using. This is a little scrunchy. I love Patton's Croy for my heels, toes, and cuffs, but I don't think I'd want it in a shawl, so it's more of a placekeeper. So just for my own eye when I'm looking at it, I wanted to be able to see what the colors are going to look like together. And I'm excited, guys. I'm going to start with this guy, so I have plenty of time to find something soft in that black. And I need to figure out what crochet hook I'm going to use. I'm not sure what size Sandra suggested, but I'm going to take her advice this time. Last time I did her Getting Ziggy shawl, and I went down 2 sizes on the hook, and I wish I hadn't. So whatever she says to grab, I'm going to crochet it with that. So we have that, and then we have, and I honestly do not remember the name that they're calling it, but Crochet Cakes is doing the, oh, well, it's where you pick your favorite romantic couple from literature or movies or TV, and you go ahead and make a project about them. So I'm going to be taking part in that, and I will, first I was thinking Drew and Spike from Buffy. And I love Drew and Spike from Buffy. I really, really do. And then I was thinking maybe I should do Buttercup and Wesley, because I love Princess Bride. But somebody else came up. Oh, Morticia and Gomez from the older TV show of Addams Family. I love it. I love them too. And then for a minute I was thinking Miracle Max and Valerie from Princess Bride. It's hard, but we're doing the Bronte along over on Lovesock Wool, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to do Heathcliff and Catherine. So I will be making some Heathcliff and Catherine. And a lot of people are going to be doing the crocheters versus knitters. I just crossed myself out, so I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm pretty even. Crochet takes more yarn, so if we're going for yardage, it takes more yarn. I mean, I think like a third, a half, quite a bit more. But I'm not sure. I think I knit a bit more frequently than I crochet, but I love my crochet projects. I always have crochet going too. So, but I do want to go and cheer everybody on, both sides. Yay, yarn! So, if you guys have anything else you guys are doing, I love to take part. I love an along, a crochet along, a knit along, you name it. I want to be in them all. I love anything I can share and like watch what other people are making. That's why I do this. I love yarn, but it's more than camaraderie and just looking at everybody else's stuff and seeing what I need. It's beautiful. You guys are so talented, so inspirational. I can't believe it. Thank you for that, really. But I should move on. I hear dinner happening out there. So I want to wish you guys a fabulous week ahead, and I can't wait to look and see what you guys are doing online. Follow me on Instagram so I can see what you are up to, and thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.